Modern sushi today is vinegared rice topped with sliced fresh fish. However, it didn't start off this way and has very humble and somewhat disgusting upbringings. I myself am a sushi chef in training. I started at Sansei in high school, and I'm on my second sushi job now, where I'm continuing to learn and master my skills. According to Lee, between the 3rd and 5th century BC along the Mekong River, which flows through modern-day Thailand, Laos, and Vietnam, was the home of the first sushi. The river provided great aquatic life as well as brought water to the rice paddy fields. However, when a fish was caught, there was no way of preserving it as they didn't have refrigeration or the techniques that we use today. However, they did come up with this very interesting way of preserving their fish. They would take the fish once it was caught, they would scale it, they would gut it, and then it was then salted, and the rice from the paddy fields was stuffed into the belly cavity. This fish was then placed in a barrel, which would be topped with a cover and a very heavy rock to ensure that no air was let in, oxidizing the fish. After about a year or so, the sugar in the rice would turn into vinegar, preserving the fish. As throughout history there was many wars, and sushi made its way through modern-day China, Philippines, all the way up into Japan. However, when it reached Japan, it was still not this classy food as it is today. It was revered as a very poor food because of the pungent smell that came off it. However, as throughout the years we've developed new preservation techniques, as well as the boom of trade made fresh fish from the sea more accessible. Thus, we didn't need to ferment fish anymore. However, to preserve tradition, throughout the years they would add vinegar to the rice, as well as they would still ferment some fish. For my visual aid today, I have my hangiri, which is the traditional Japanese bowl in which you make sushi rice. So once the rice is taken out of the rice cooker, it is placed into the hangiri, and then sushi vinegar, which is vinegar, salt, and sugar, is then placed into the hangiri, and it is cut over the top, evenly distributed, and you break up the rice and you sort of cut into it in the same way you use a knife. This separates each individual kernel, making the bite very tender, and the air makes it very soft. Then it is flipped over, left to cool for a few minutes, and then cut into it one more time, making sure that everything is separated. And then it is then placed in a rice warmer for service. Just as sushi has a very long and tiresome journey, the same can be said for the path to becoming a sushi chef. I myself started in high school, and after only a year, I have learned so much, from making the rice to cutting the fish and vegetables. However, in Japan, it's not the same. According to Gelb in Hiro Dreams of Sushi, Hiro started his journey at 7 years old. He is now in his 90s and still practicing sushi. This shows the immense commitment that it takes to becoming a sushi chef. As said in the documentary, their apprentices spend about 10 years just to master the basic skills. Which, well, it's not the same in America as it is in Japan. When I started sushi, I fell in love with it like many others before me, and hope to one day be as half as good as any of the masters. As we enjoy sushi today, I hope that after this you understand not only the long journey that sushi has become, but also appreciate the dedication that the people who make it take to prepare. Thank you for listening.